We need to become responsible global citizens, and we have so much power in technology.
Technology is the mastering of a natural principle, like fertilizers, right? We master chemistry, and then we apply it in this way. So technology is always about mastering natural principles. And this is the same way in the domain of perception, cognition, action, consciousness, behavior. We have to master those natural principles and then translate them into artifacts, but grounded in how nature solves these problems.
Members of this global world, we need to become more responsible. We need to mature our field to the point where we are also looking at the ethical considerations at the humanitarian causes.
We are facing in our society an education crisis. Our education systems are just not so good. Maintenance of the environment, right? We have problems here with even harvesting coconuts. Who's going to take care of our physical environment? How do we deal with also emergency relief when we have natural disasters?
There will be a climate change, maybe a moderate one, maybe a more important one. So we need to prepare to that. It's difficult because it's something which is always ahead of us. I mean, the missions we have done already will bring a climate change in 10 years, 20 years that we cannot escape. Certainly we'll need a lot of solutions that are going through robots, automation and so on, smart grids.
How do we get to, in that sense, a sustainable and dignified society? And I really believe that technology is at the heart of that.
Of course, there are great humanitarian benefits that can accrue. Helping the impoverished, improving agriculture and yields of crops, not only in big industrialized nations, but for the average farm.
Also be applied for reduce the human efforts to do things faster, if not faster, but at least in consistent manner if you do it properly.
One kind of services is like rehabilitation or life assist and guidance.
So like care robots?
Yeah, care robots, personal robots. The other one is more public, like disaster response or inspection of social infrastructures and so on.
Automation systems for medical diagnosis and prognosis, for assessment of tumor detection, early tumor detection, or the creation of new kinds of fabrics that can be used in all sorts of medical applications. I think machines can also build more sustainable industrial and manufacturing environments that can remain competitive in a longer time frame.
So robots can help in improving the work condition of the people, can improve the productivity, can improve the quality of the product. So indirectly can create a different type of job. So we are cutting some technical jobs, but at the same time we are creating more jobs due to the increased productivity and the better quality.
Clearly it has an impact on employment. So again, I believe that the first thing governments and companies need to do is take a baseline on the percentage of men and women employed in those jobs at the moment, so that specific policies can be targeted to address those who are displaced by these jobs.
One of the things we're looking at is precision farming and using small, little, slow robots which will potentially reside in the crops for the duration and be able to tell the farmer when an area might need water, when an area might be infested by pests, when an area might be need fertilizer, and keep the cost down as a consequence of that. And all these things can help people potentially rise economically from that.
Women are making tulsi mala beads, like this kind of beads, right? So we have introduced a switch. Earlier they were just stopping the motors like this. The domestic switch is switched on and off 700 times in a day. So every 15 days they have to replace it. So then I said, why don't I introduce a robotic application knowledge, right? Like contactless switch. As soon as the hand comes close to the support, it will be on, right?
India is known for its role in applied mathematics, computer sciences, and artificial intelligence, and so on. So I think it's good to see that it's being applied to the problems we feel concerned by. Yes.
Not just at the science level, where maybe I can answer questions about the body-mind, but have an impact about poverty, have an impact about community, people's lives in the village, and putting students in touch with these communities, right? To me, that's exciting. I see a shared vision here. The impressive part for me to the conference is that is really coming across from top to bottom.
You want to make sure we do this right. We're not talking about small things here. We're talking about fundamentally changing humanity. And if we all see ourselves and look in the mirror and see the privilege we have and say, my God, that's a huge gap between what I have and what my neighbor has, then that's what it's going to take. It's going to take humaneness coming back to humanity.